Yabba
Welcome
Zabba.
to the Botched bird calling.
Botched Birdcast.
Botched Birdcast.
Botched Birch Beer Cast.
All right. Who wants to do the recap this week? By the way, welcome everybody out there watching live and all that jazz.
Hi, Quake.
Hi, Quack. Quack.
Previously.
Are you gonna chroma key out your green screen, or are you gonna just leave your green screen up there, bud?
Well,
No,
they're good
we
with part
have
it's white.
apartment inspectors coming from the
Oh, so
Blah,
it's just
blah, blah.
it's a shield.
Green screen
Yes.
doesn't work in real life. You know that, right? It's just on
yeah, but they
camera.
can't.
They
It's
can't
not-
see.
They don't get on camera.
They're not going to walk into the room and be like, oh, it's just a broom closet.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
There's an illusion here, obviously.
What door?
But I can't figure it out.
Trog door.
Previously on Botched, the crew got their ship, flew through space, and dropped out because of our shitty pilot who couldn't drive with warp just once, like in that Star Trek movie I saw before. And just like that, it also saved us, but it didn't because we got attacked by a swarm of Furbies in space that have jetpacks on them. And through some heroic gunning, Todd saved the day. And then our ship got beep boop exploded, and we are 5 years later.
Okay.
Because there was like a space beam that we got, and high command dead. I don't know, probably dead.
Good talk.
Jesus, you said that my
Yeah, I know.
my
But
recap's
I
so
think he's
long.
trying to top John. I think that's what he's doing. He's like, John's are 20 minutes. I'm going to make mine 40 minutes.
Well, he can top me when he gets back from Texas.
That's true. There you go.
Mine's going to be done in reverse. I'm going to talk about the last
Yeah,
episode
sorry.
of the
I
season.
thought you were gonna talk in reverse.
Yeah.
No, because we're going to do different narrative changes. So I'm going to tell mine from the future.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So guys, my character's still dead, and all right. I'm just telling you. I'm just giving you forward. for
And then
next
you spend
episode.
the entire episode trying to kill yourself to make the future
Mhm.
happen.
Yeah,
That's-
but
okay.
but then it never happens.
But then it never happens.
yeah.
So like backwards Sarah Connor.
Sure, why not? All right. Welcome back, listeners, to the third episode of our fifth season. Thanks so much for tuning in again. We are not going to start where we left off last time because last time everything went to hell. Ship kind of blew up. People left in escape pods, shuttlecraft. Where we're picking up is 5 years later because there is a race known as the Slagogians. Think of them sort of like Jabba the Hutts, and they acquire people, in quotes. Definitely not slavery. It's
slavery.
acquiring them. So you were
They're
all
assets.
all of your ships and escape pods, they were all acquired by a Slagogian named Bendelfleur. And
Thanks,
so he
Bendelfleur.
put you all to work. While you were acquired, you were all rendered unconscious, and they put a device in the prefrontal cortex of your heads, which will obviously, do the standard boom boom if you try and run away, but also it inhibits certain actions like trying to kill Bendelfleur or trying to run away too far.
So we're some kind of suicide squad.
Yeah, kind of. So
Joke's on him. Only one of us has a brain.
Oh.
damn. It just rattles around in there. You can hear it. It's like a liar's dice in the cup. So that you were taken back to the Slagogians' homeworld, which is Huttese. It's basically a desert planet with a bunch of cities on it because they've ruined all the resources and everything else.
I figured out. So I've got a bomb in my brain.
Yes.
Todd has a breathalyzer.
I was gonna say a bong in his brain.
Cass or Mac, you have you've got an issue. They put a pencil in your cassette. Just fuck with it.
Oh,
I was
then
gonna say they have like
rewinds.
a
Obviously, they
shielded magnet in case he attacks, and then it just wipes his cassette tape.
obviously with John, they just installed a dimmer switch.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Or you've got a clapper now, and you're off.
He's just standing there, holding his hands up. Don't make me.
Clap on. John's off.
You do it again, you turn off. So it's been 5 years. Each one of you was immediately put into debt because you were purchased. For originally it was 10,000 credits.
College?
But
So wait, the Slagonians have
yes.
currency?
Yes,
Okay.
the Slagonians do have currency.
What's the name
And
of
this
their
is like a
currency?
Credits.
Lazy.
Slug credits?
Yeah, duh.
Slagonian credits?
Energy credits?
No, just credits. It's like standard Galaxy currency.
Lazy.
They didn't
Yeah,
come
duh.
up with like a
Like gold. Everything costs 1 gold. Credits may or may not.
They don't
have
make us
existing
do
one.
like a company dollar where we earn
Oh,
like slug
I'll
bucks.
get to that.
Oh,
So-
damn it.
Shut up. Sorry.
So
Slug
when you
bucks.
first got bought,
Slug bucks.
it was
I wanna-
10,000. But at the current moment, it's 20% daily interest, and your debts are up to somewhere around $1 million.
These are
credits or
student loans.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fucking
Welcome.
space student loans.
Yeah. So
So
that's
their leader is Betsy DeVos.
Bring your mic down just a bit.
Yep.
well, they don't actually have a leader. It's a
Slugsy device.
Hutties is sort of a mobster planet where there are different sort of families in charge of things.
Wait, their
Oops, sorry.
planet's called Hutties?
Hutties, yeah.
Like hot teas?
Hutteasy.
There you go.
Like a hot teas or like hot t-shirts?
Hut-ease. Hut-ease.
Welcome to Huddies, home of
I
man
can't wait to
burgers.
motorboat these huddies.
yeah.
You got some big huddies, girl.
So it's kind of a
Slug
shitty.
Huddies.
Dude, I go there for the chicken wings.
Strip
I don't know
mall
about you
planet.
guys.
So you guys are super in debt. Other things to keep in mind that you've learned over the 5 years: Coalition of Planets is dead. Earth got blown up, along with everyone in that general vicinity. No one to this day knows who blew up that planet, although there's lots of whispers. Obviously, a lot of
blew your
people think it's the Tenebre, as we coined them or called them, the Tenebre. Last year, because you guys did run into them also at the end too, so coincidentally right around the same time. So, don't know. You have not seen the captain, Ursula.
I was going to ask. Is
in
Ursula
5
alive?
years. You all went to the same planet, but you haven't seen her in 5 years, so you have no idea what she's up to. And
Probably getting swole.
probably get
If she dies off
super
screen, I
swole.
swear to God.
And so each of you, so you're not like normal slaves. You are all specialized workers. So for instance, Mac or Cass or whatever the fuck your name is.
M4C1.
Sure, M4C1, you're ace pilot. So your piloting skills have been used for getaway driving and drug running pretty much.
Okay.
There's no law per se on this planet. It's just a matter of you got to outrun the other families. Like
And I have no problem doing that.
exactly.
No.
Todd, you're a drunken pit fighter, correct?
Yeah. And I also went to the company store and bought myself a voice modulator so that I could talk like a swole bro that I am, because
Sure.
the selection of this class gave me +2 strength.
Well,
and
Bendel-Fleur, you didn't even have to go to the company store. He just outfitted you with one automatically because you can't have no, pansy fighter in the ring trying to earn him money.
I figure I could earn money by like I could fight in fixed fights, and then like if that doesn't work out and I happen to win a lot because I'm so talented, that I could also get a sponsorship deal maybe from Hutties.
Huddies?
I don't know.
So some of your fights are fixed and some of them aren't fixed. It's just is completely dependent upon,
What's his record?
Your record is, so it's been 5
Yeah,
years?
it's been 5
Yeah,
years.
I mean, usually don't fight more than like once a month because like repairs and stuff.
Well,
And
you're
I don't
Yeah,
robot,
want-
but you're a
so-
robot, so
But I don't want my
you
main
just need
CPU to
leave the
get all-
shop for a
No one
week.
cares about your
Well,
brain.
they gotta build his brand. They can't have him in too many fights. They gotta have some name recognition.
You just
Yeah, I
take
don't
a
wanna
hammer and knock
oversaturate.
out the dents.
Yeah.
Oh no, he can have those, but like they gotta market it.
So
And
you
it takes a little
Oh,
time
that's true, yeah,
for the
yeah,
ads
yeah.
to get out
Yeah,
there,
that's
and
fine.
for him
I
to get
agree.
on Joe Slogan's podcast.
Joe Slogan's Radio Cast, Galaxy Cast.
Yeah,
you're 22 and 16.
That's
a
not great.
terrible record.
It's not great.
I mean,
Well-
how many of the 16 did I throw for money though?
So for that,
Probably all.
0.
let's see here.
Roll a 0.
And what color is this tutu?
It's pink, standard.
Yeah, they have to rebrand me.
11 of your 16 were thrown.
Okay, so I'm actually pretty good.
Well, we don't know if you were going to win those because you just threw
I was
it.
gonna win them. I mean, did you see the decimator? There's no way he's gonna get the Todd.
he was 1/10 of a robot. Like it's terrible.
Yeah. So that's your normal day-to-day job. The way the cities are sort of built on this planet, it layered. They're kind of very tight and compact, but layered. Very, very tall. Real crap is on the bottom, like the sewer,
Like
junkyard, stuff like that. Well, no, you actually work for a pretty high up dude, so
Union buildings.
yeah, sure. And then lower markets, and then you have menial jobs, and it goes from there. The upper top of the city, where the air is actually not quite so terrible.
What about nice eel jobs?
Nice eel jobs.
Everyone talks about menial jobs, but
Just throw your dice at the screen. Don't throw it at the computer. Throw it at
I love
the
you,
TV.
Chip. Is that the metal one?
Yeah.
We are
And
now
Sam.
asking to start a GoFundMe for the new camera we're
For the new computer. So yeah, so the Slagogian Bendelfleur that you work for, they live on the top of the city, where it's fairly nice. Just
So
outside
it's like
of each
a
city.
caste system. The higher you are, the more rich you is.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Yeah, but usually the only people that are up top are the Slagogians running whatever family
Well,
it
it's
is.
the best way to get the trickle down effect.
Literally,
Yeah,
It's
they
the
literally
piss.
just
Yeah.
pissing all
well,
over
and the
everything.
slime that they secrete when they
When they
slither.
orgasm.
Oh, yeah.
They're called fountains here.
Well, Slagogians can't actually eat normally, so they have to vomit slime all over stuff and then slurp it back up like a fly. So that's how flies do.
Mm.
They gotta get that extra lubricant on there.
Side note: last time I talked about the Pequar being part of the Coalition of Planets, and then I mixed them up with the Pansels, which are the Pangolin people. The Pequar are not part of the Coalition of Planets.
Well, there's
one is.
no one is.
Yeah, no one is now.
Was.
but they
Sure.
are not destroyed.
On Hutties, however we're saying, Pizza Hutties.
Buddies.
Flesh from the kitchen at Huddy's. Got it.
Hutties is the language of the huts. Let's
Okay.
call them Hutties.
Hutties.
Yeah, I'm from the Huddies. Straight from the Huddies, baby.
Thanks for calling Huddy's. Can I take your order?
Jesus. For the last 5 years, you've seen pretty much the same sorts of races.
Yo, hut life, baby.
Hut life, baby.
I'm from
That's
the
what
hut
I say when I
streets.
fight.
For the last 5 years, you've seen
The
mostly
school of hut knocks.
Oh, well done.
you've seen mostly the same races you saw in the coalition, but you have seen the actual Pequar, which are a bunch of hippy dippy types that are always talking about Father will not be pleased. You need to be good people and do the right things and not do anything bad. It's sort of like if you've ever seen the movie Airplane, and the pilot gets off the plane and he's just running through people, just punching like the Mormons and the hippies and the Buddhists and all that stuff. That's kind of what the Pequar are, the people that are getting punched constantly in that movie.
Mormons.
The other race that you have come into contact with are the Hexians. These are the demonic peoples that are not natural to your universe. Some people kind of opened up a demonic rift in space-time.
Was it in 1930s Earth, possibly?
It might have been.
Oh, man.
No, because I already rendered that hole in space. It's not at Earth. I mean, I guess it could be
Maybe
now.
th-
'cause there's no Earth.
Where they came from?
No, so it's like a big giant hole in space. It's still there.
He's trying to tie season 4 to season 5.
I get it.
Yeah.
Maybe Nyarlathotep's floating around. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
I bet he knows.
I bet he ain't lazy.
Let's ask him. We need to find 2 kids, 2 adults, and 2 grandparents.
and a Joe Corby's pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Corby's Pizza.
Oh, Kobe's.
Yeah, all right.
Huddies is big on Joe Corby's.
Huddies.
That's
Could
one of
go
the big
for
families.
Are they?
Sure, why not?
I would figure
It's
that.
the only thing that came over from Earth culture was Joe Corby's.
No, it didn't.
Sure.
Nope.
They survived the franchise wars. Of
We
the
don't
frozen
don't bring jokes between seasons.
pizza.
Drop it.
Come on.
Okay.
Come
I'm
on.
not
That's
doing
fine.
it.
That's fine. Whatever. So yeah. So then
We'll come up with a new restaurant
Yeah.
chain.
Joran, you're
Yeah.
a gunslinger.
Uh-huh.
You're mostly used as a bodyguard for Bendelfleur, like his right hand guy.
I've got a backstory for it.
Sure.
He was inspecting his chattel
Sure.
because we're not
Acquisitions.
Yeah. When one of them, a big tough one, kind of breaks loose and kills a couple guards and hurts him.
Okay.
And because I've been freaking out this entire time,
Sure.
basically having a panic attack since the ship exploded, I just kind of freak out I take the pistols up from one of the dudes and just fill the dude with bullets, and then heal the Slogogian because I'm like, I'm a doctor, I have to help you. And then I try and help the dead guy because I'm still freaking out.
Sure.
And that's why he's just like, you
Have potential.
yeah.
Okay.
I do.
And
So he
and
put
while
you through a gun training program.
yeah.
And the guns that you're holding make you feel safer in some way.
Sure.
They're there
Yeah.
for protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He drew the little what's the symbol called for it's the
It's an upside down cross.
no
No, it's almost
with
like
the-
a
a
Windows
Zildjian.
the
logo.
wings on it. You know
They're
what
called
I'm talking
Zildjians.
Wait, what?
What?
about? Like the symbol for
The
like
symbols. Yeah, Zildjian.
medicine or healing or whatever. It's like the two wings.
Oh, the stuff of Asclepius.
yeah. With the serpent.
Thank
on
you,
it.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I was close.
Yeah.
The cross was just the wrong
You just
way.
carve that in all your guns, so it feels like you're
your answer to
shooting
everything.
healing bullets, but you're not.
I'm helping you in the long run.
You have a lead deficiency.
If you were to survive this, they would torture you.
Technically, it's lasers, but whatever.
Lasers can be made of lead.
Vitamin D. Need more vitamin
Yeah.
D.
That answers
Lead
the question.
phasers.
Do I now have the dual pistols?
Yes,
Okay. And I keep my med scan and my med kit,
you're Medican.
my Medican, and my mannequin. I just bring a mannequin.
My
It's
mannequin
his
full of
fetish, and he
mannequin.
needs to have it with him.
Come
at
with
all
me,
times.
Ursula. I need to protect you, Captain.
It's a real doll, but it's
Just
a
has
beat
a
up
wig and some
mannequin.
lipstick on it.
It's missing one leg by the knee.
I couldn't
Well, 'cause he
protect
used it
you
as
from
his
that other
cover at a
alien that
firefight.
ate it. I'm so sorry, Captain.
What's his name?
It's the captain.
Oh, Ursula.
Ursula.
Yeah.
Oh,
I need to protect Ursula.
okay, got
Mac found you a mannequin in the trash and brought it up to you
it.
because
That's right.
you were just using a pillow filled with straw
His
for some
reward.
I
reason.
created
Full
a
of straw?
patchwork coalition uniform and turned it into the captain.
Sure.
I don't have sex with it.
Why are
I
you
just wanna
winking?
play that. I'm not.
Why
I'm
are you
not.
winking?
Wow,
That's-
why is he so defensive?
Stop looking
all
at
of a
my
sudden?
other eye.
Why'd he bring it up?
I got space dust in it.
Yeah, weird. Arturus, you are a diplomat,
Yeah.
which Bendelfleur has been using you as a liaison to deal with his, we'll call them competitors
Okay.
or competing families. So that's you also. So you two have actually been together, Joran and Arturus, in the same sort of little group because you guys are always around Bendelfleur. Everyone else goes off and has to do their own little jobs. At the end of the day, you all end up in the same place, but during the day or night, whenever your jobs are.
Do we share a cell?
So it's not even a cell. It's almost like a big open apartment.
I know that my house has felt like a prison recently.
Oh my God, it's Friends.
It's kind of like Friends. Or
Or
it's
is it-
actually more like Frasier.
It's like Frasier, but all my circuits.
Yeah.
Since no one's human here, but old Dr. McGillicuddy.
And
It's me.
in the his downtime, Todd's trying to start his own media channel called Todd Jobs, and I just like film myself showing you how to like chug a beer in the Todd Foley way
Sure.
and do things like that. But it's not really taken off.
Well, so
But I do it every day.
your crew,
Well, maybe
So
that's the problem.
you started with 100. I think we said at the end of everything there was about 30 some-ish that were left over.
Yeah.
Well, I know I lost my pledge, so
It's true. Yeah.
Needs more
He
revenge.
said. I would say about 25 of you are left after the 5 years. Because
it's a pretty good survival.
die.
rate.
Jordan keeps shooting people with healing bullets.
Yeah, I mean, if we're in mob slavery, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so not too bad. But like I said, you guys all have like group apartments, so not all 25 of you in the same apartment. It's split up to like go with 8 people, except for one of them has 9.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yours is the one with the 9. So it's a
Who's
little
in
more
my
bad.
dorm, bro?
Well, it's obvious. It's you 4,
Uh huh.
and then there's
Who's the 5 others? With their names, jobs,
And their
and their ages.
stats and
I don't
classes.
give
I'd
a
like a
Their mother's maiden names,
I'm
their
re-
socials.
I'm ready.
a very quick 2-paragraph backstory.
John, with an H or with a...
It's an H.
Okay.
Like a
So
normal person.
HJON.
Yeah.
And then there's a
John.
J-O-N-H.
John.
Yeah, Jahan. He's a chef.
Chef John.
Chef Jahan.
Chef Jahan. Then there's Blex. Priest.
What are their races?
Jahan is a human.
Of course he is.
Blex is
A human.
Helios is your race, right?
Yeah.
Yep. He is a Helios.
Ooh, make tinkly noises together.
Oh my.
Washington.
No, I know where he's from.
No, that was Washington.
You'd think
This
so.
one's Washington. It's his cousin, also from America.
America,
This is
yeah.
a little different one.
Yeah.
American.
What's his job?
Literally the same person.
Oh, I wrote American. That's his job. He's American.
Bigot.
He's mostly
He's a bigot.
He mostly
he's
looks at
mostly
Facebook memes.
used to belittle others.
Hey, we need a bigot over here in Sector 13. We're down 3 for standing outside of an abortion clinic.
These poor
sorry,
people
guys,
are thinking
I can't play space poker anymore. I have to go to work yelling at people.
Come on, Jefferson, let's go.
Then there's Wenda. And she is... Where are we here?
Wendigo.
She is a Mennonite.
Are they like Mennonites?
No.
That's like the captain.
Yeah, she's the same race as the captain. She's a birther. She works in the birthing pits.
Oh.
Midwife.
Very
I
different
went,
from what
I
you
went
Different
where
kind
I
of
was
birth.
going more like
like. Doesn't
Obama?
feel Obama.
Obamagate? Is it Obamagate?
It's not that. No, we're not
She's a
going that way.
birther. Fuck.
And then
Do those birthing pits turn into fighting pits right away? Or how does that work?
No, Todd inspects the prime a lot and
fighting
squeezes
pit
their
and
little
birthing are
muscles.
not the same. They're different.
I was thinking the next thing on Todd jobs would be how to train your toddler to fight to the death.
Wait, hold on. Quick question. Is
Sure.
a toddler one of your pledges?
It's a good-
yes.
I hadn't thought of that, but I'm going to write that down for the episode.
T-O-D-D-L-E-R? Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
got it. Yeah, you're welcome.
I could get like a whole crew of toddlers.
These are your
The little
toddlers.
toddlers are going to
A
come. 'cause,
pack
like,
of
who's gonna,
toddlers.
they can just steal things. Who's going to kick them? Like, no one's going to kick a toddler, right?
And then there's
I mean,
another,
I would.
There's another Cassiopean named B4ND
Band.
band.
What's his cassette tape?
His
The
cassette tape.
band. The Last Waltz.
Is the
Oh, it's the soundtrack from what the Men at Work.
What?
He's-
Dirty Work?
No, Men at Work. It's a movie about garbage people.
Yeah, it
So
is.
he's
Is
I
this like
hate
Charlie
you.
Sheen in that or some shit?
no, his brother Emilio Estevez.
Oh, no, Estevez, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Name 3 songs off that soundtrack.
I don't know. I just
Fuck you.
picked it off the top of my head because he's a garbage man. He works in the garbage level.
The garbage man can.
Da, 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 da. So yeah, so those are all the people that now live with you that I've now had to come up with names and work.
You know, I'm just trying to fill
Sure.
some time here.
They have amnesia, so they don't know what their backstory is.
Band just is a trash can.
Yeah, he's,
Yeah, they're-
he's the
looks
trash
like
can from
Oscar the
Star
Grouch.
Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're neural
but
implants.
Without the green guy.
But without the green guy in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like
Their
a
neural
mimic.
implants their neural implants like erased their long-term memory, so they only remember up till the
5 years ago.
escape pods.
The first day we signed the lease agreement.
So yeah, so that is the current setup. So each of you sort of, I guess we're just going to start it off at the end of the day. You guys are all together in the room. The other guys in the flat, if we'll call it that, have been getting real antsy. There's been talk about maybe not an uprising, but trying to figure out how to get out from underneath of Bendelfleur and get off this fucking planet. Some of them are really want to avenge, the coalition of planets. Some of them don't really care. They just want to get a ship and get out of here.
Mhm,
It
the
all
smart
depends.
ones.
I would recommend not creating a cycle of vengeance.
Do I like my job?
Do you?
I kind of feel like I would.
I feel like you probably would.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
you get
Todd
to do
loves
like
his job.
crazy flying maneuvers
Behind the wheel
all the
the
time.
entire time. Yeah.
All the time. Have you ever seen the movie Driver?
No.
Watch it and prep.
Based off of the video game, right?
No. Has nothing to do
Who
with
was
it.
in
Are you talking
Drive-
about
what was
Baby Driver?
Baby Driver?
No, not Baby Driver. There's a movie called Driver.
Well, Baby
Charlie
Driver's
Sheen
better
in
than
that?
Driver.
No, fucking Ryan Gosling plays a driver. Plays a getaway driver.
Okay. Sounds good already. I'm in.
Yeah.
Do you have it?
No.
Okay.
But it is good.
Ryan Gosling, friend of the show.
Yeah. Right.
So
yeah, you should watch
so
that.
like Reservoir Dogs.
That's a goose named Ryan. Everyone, it's not actually acclaimed actor Ryan Gosling.
Honk.
No, that's a swan named Emily. I'm talking about an actual goose.
Sure. So yeah, so that's sort of like the normal conversation at the end of the day that's going on. I don't know where each one of you lies in terms of like.
Well,
this
normally in a
opinion.
bed when I'm tired.
Well, you're a robot. Do you?
Oh,
Really?
I lie like every other word.
My feet are so tired from flying this
I don't
thing
sound
all
like
day.
that. I don't sound like that.
It's better than that other voice you were
Nope.
telling me earlier.
It's not.
Bro, your voice modulator goes in and out, and sometimes you kind of sound like that.
Nope.
Just to be real.
So yeah. So I guess we'll start with Joran. What are you doing in this situation? Like, how do you like thoughts, feelings?
I'm going to
prayers?
sit in my bed,
Okay.
back turned towards this conversation,
Okay.
cleaning my guns, and just being really nervous.
All right.
Yep.
So you don't have a feeling on it one way or another?
I'm quiet. I'm not saying shit.
Well, outside of things, like, what's your character feel like?
My character is feeling anxious.
Okay.
Yeah, confrontation makes him anxious.
Got it.
That's why he's cleaning his guns. So he
Like,
get close by.
my internal fight is, yeah, I'd like to piss off out of this awful slug place.
Sure.
But also, what's our benefactor's name?
Bendelfleur.
Yeah, Bendy. He's not terrible. He's not
Like,
the
once you get to know
worst,
him.
Well,
owner
He's
I've ever
really
had.
terrible. He just doesn't treat you terribly. He just
Yeah.
treats everyone else terribly.
But like, if we all uprise and fight against him, he's gonna treat me like shit, and I don't have the sense of empathy or compassion to give a shit about others.
Well,
right
we could
now.
always sit back and see how the uprising goes, and if
Yeah.
it seems to be going poorly, we could be like, nope, not us, bro.
All right, so we're not gonna. We're
We
not.
were on your side the whole time, Bendy.
It won't be the hill we die on, but if we happen to be like, oh well, shit, we could just kill him. And just, all right, yeah.
How do us slaves have the numbers over the people in charge?
So,
I mean, that's normally how it goes.
I know, that's why I'm wondering.
yeah. No, I mean, Slugogians have a lot of acquired assets that pretty much never end up earning their way out. Other than pit fighters. Pit fighters actually have the best chance because they make
Shaw did.
a ton of money.
I guess I could also just fly away with my car.
Well,
Like, they go in for a job, and I just, like, nah, I'm not feeling it today.
part of the thing that's in your head makes
Can't
that
get too far away.
yeah. Or it goes boom.
I went to get gas. I couldn't idle for too long.
I thought you would like a burrito.
I know you like the ones from the neighboring city the most, so
The Hutterito.
Dorito.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
Todd would like to talk with this rabble rouser, whoever he may be.
So this particular rabble rouser obviously is Washington.
Washington.
Oh, I
Bro,
thought he would like it here.
Washington, I have a question.
No, there ain't enough normal human folks on this planet. I need to get back to where it's good. Back
But
to
you
America.
look, hey, brother. I can't stop talking like you. You're so charismatic.
That's right. Americans just spread that way through
but bro,
indoctrination.
Like the
let's be
wings of
real.
an eagle.
That's right, like the wings of a majestic bald eagle.
Bro, we all love freedom, all right?
Yeah.
Bald eagles.
But what do you got about these jibber jabbers in our head that explode if we rebel? Like that's my main hurdle right now.
Well, B4ND might have the answer to that. And then B4ND, the trash can, just hops over because it doesn't have legs, obviously. It's just a trash can. But the lid flaps. He's like, yeah, I found some thrown out electric parts. And I think that we could maybe somehow disable the devices in our head if a certain list of other things happen simultaneously.
So
Can I,
he's talking like a Canadian on South Park.
A little bit, yeah. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
He does
Can
have
I
a head
like
for it.
I don't know, do some sort of check to see if this idea is like any good?
Okay.
What other unfortunate events would have to happen for us to
Well,
have your plan go into motion?
this week, Todd has a big title fight.
Yeah, he does. And I hope it gets me an endorsement so that I can win my way to freedom.
Yeah, everyone will be super distracted. At which point, we can acquire, through a certain individual's driving ability, maybe some power,
That's right, baby.
and then we can activate or fix up these devices, perhaps with the use of Arturus's contacts in the other slave enclaves of people. Yeah, maybe create a device, they all go off, and then we uprise. We kill Bendelfleur, maybe some other family members. Then we go to the shipyard or something. I don't know, and get a ship and get out of here.
Bro, it seems like you haven't really fleshed this out a lot. Like maybe you should have the getaway plan and also know how to actually use these parts, not just after you get power to them.
So for 5 years,
This has always been doing.
well, the other problem is
This is as far as he's gotten.
they've got a little bit of PTSD, so they always defer to you guys because you are the commanding officers and you're the only commanding officers left. So they feel really uncomfortable trying to make full plans without you.
All
They
right,
make
bro.
partial plans, like throwing them out there, like
This could work.
maybe this one.
Uh-huh,
For
I
5
gotcha.
years they've been doing this, and for 5 years
And we're
you
not
guys
sick of it yet?
You're super sick of it.
Yeah.
Just kind of
all right.
ignore it.
This
Banned.
one seems more logical than their normal ones.
Well,
which
let me
involve,
ask
like,
you here. What can
hurting
Dr.
rat.
Paya do for all this? You named everybody else here except Dr. Paya. What can Dr. Paya do?
I'm not.
Well,
I'm not listening, nor am I. That's right, Captain. I should go back to working on my stuff.
He's obsessively field stripping his pistols
Oh, yeah,
and putting
dude.
them back
He-
together.
Yup.
Well, for this plan to work, we're going to need to get into, the device, as he points to the head. Need a doctor for that. And then also to shoot all the Slagogians. He also does that.
Well,
Surgery
they're-
and shooting, dude. That sounds
You
right
think
up
you
his
can
alley.
do surgery, Dr. Paya?
While shooting,
I am a doctor.
Well, you
and a
you
a
want him to
surgeon
do
with a
two things?
pistol. I've seen it.
Everybody's got one job, but the two most critical are on Dr. Pyer.
That's fine.
That's why he went to school for so long, dude.
I was born to handle this pressure.
His hands are just shaking wildly.
I'm just gonna need to calm down for a bit, guys.
So yeah, so this is just the normal conversation. Although
All right.
the plan seems a little more fleshed out than it normally does, but
All right, I got this. Band, dude.
yeah.
Why don't you do a test run? If we could
How
get
do I do that?
not you specifically, like so we get new acquisitions all the time, right?
Not all the
So,
time.
You said the Slagonians get new acquisitions like all the time.
Well, they have a lot of acquisitions, but I mean they don't
All
get
right.
like tons of acquisitions all the time.
Well, one of the new ones. Why don't
Okay.
you test your device on him and see if he can actually attack one of the Slagonians without his head exploding? And then if
You have to
that
go
can
poop.
work, we can run with his plan.
Well, I suppose for one, we wouldn't need as much of a power source.
Now,
I think
could you just like maybe hook it up to my transistors while I bong this bottle of vodka, and beep boop, you get more power?
Beep boop, more power.
he sits there and thinks about it for a bit.
Think it might run on sunlight. I got plenty.
Yeah.
of that.
Also, we got this Helios.
We got a
two
human
Helios
battery.
we
bros.
got
Yeah.
two.
Two. That's right. We got two power sources. See.
I think that might be enough to make the device work for at least one person. Steve! We just got that new acquisition, Steve. And so he goes over to the wall panel and then hits a few buttons and then says, "Hey, Steve, can you come up to our apartment, please?
We've got mac and cheese for you.
We've got
Steve.
mac and cheese bites."
And you just hear.
Steve is he's also American, but
One of the good ones.
no. Well, actually, it depends. He's not a talker. Space debris went through his head, so there's a large portion of his brain missing.
So he's almost like a fleff.
He's almost like a flip. All he can say is Merc.
America.
Merc.
He's a real patriot.
Well, that's not true. All he can say is America and mac and cheese bites. Mac and cheese bites.
Cheese bite, America.
Mac and cheese bites.
But he probably doesn't even say that. He probably just says "Murder cheese bites" because it's
Merca
mostly
cheese bites.
Merca.
Yeah.
Merca.
Yeah.
Murder cheese bites.
Merca bites.
Merca
Sure.
and cheese bites. Merca cheese bites.
Merca bites.
Yep.
So,
How many
So-
megabytes does your computer have?
so the computer.
Oh shit.
So He has somebody go over to one of the food replicators and make some mac and cheese bites to keep old Stevie boy.
So hold on, they're
Occupied.
always there?
Well, you
He
can
doesn't
get
know
it
how
on
to
his-
use it.
Steve's stupid.
Oh, he doesn't know.
He's got a hole in his head.
He keeps pushing buttons and salads keep coming out.
No.
He's
They-
just
slapping them on the table.
he's just
Mac and
slapping. He's slapping the wall.
It
Like,
has-
he's not even at the replicator. He's just like
It has two entry modes.
Yeah.
Touchpad or voice activated. He can't figure out the touchpad, and all he can say is "Mac and cheese bites." And it just
And a
make-
Cobb salad comes out.
some weird mass of something random comes out. It
And
doesn't
it's
know.
and it's not his fault fully because they ain't got no replicators in Merca because they work for their food and grow it
Yeah,
like God intended.
exactly.
No, they bioengineered trees to grow things like chicken tendies.
Yeah, and he used to be
Yeah.
a
Just a
farmer.
cow.
Mac and cheese tender. Tender.
I was a tendy farmer,
Tending my fields is all I knew how to do.
tendying my
Who's
fields.
in attendings?
Yeah, we've
All right.
got the buffalo chicken over there.
But tendies are no longer born; they're grown.
You can tell when the sauce drips that it's finally ripe enough to harvest.
They actually have buffalo chickens. They're
Yeah.
buffalo-sized chickens that taste.
Well, so on Murica, you guys know this, that the only livestock they bothered to take with them was cows. So now everything is just sort of an offshoot of the cow. So it is sort of like a buffalo chicken where
Yeah, the
it's,
buffalo chicken.
it's a cow with wings.
I would have
kinda.
liked to have been there for that breeding session.
Lots of wings.
When they bred that cow with that chicken.
It's not really a breeding so much as they
I'm
just...
sorry, you're right. A buffalo and a chicken.
It's just well, I mean, they don't have a whole lot of geneticists on Murica. So they
Just
just kind of
furrikins?
just...
It was trial and error until it worked.
Yeah, they kind of just... they got one of those 23andMe kits.
Hey! 500 years of trial and error.
Yep. It's what
We
they
have
got,
the
they got a
mighty
couple of
buffalo
those
wing.
23andMe kits, and they kind of went to town.
On each other?
They're not extracting like mitochondria from one cell and putting it into the egg or anything. They're
No.
just mixing,
Putting chickens in burgers,
yeah,
trying to make it work.
and then eating them.
Yeah. Eureka.
All right, so he's at the replicator, and we're getting mac and cheese bites.
Yeah, so he's just sitting there eating those dead eye stare, just like
Like
barely
Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal
Just
Jacket
like
looking
America.
through his eyebrows. So what's his fucking name? Band says, "All right, Joran, are you ready? Do you have your tools that you're gonna need to cut another hole in this thing's head?
My tools?
What? You're a doctor?
Yeah, this is our.
It's a
this
knife?
is where we sleep.
Well, we do everything here.
Let's bring him down to his own place.
Just someone give him a knife.
Well,
Come
let's
on.
do it down there and
I
There'd
don't-
be too many people.
I was gonna say I don't think we want to have anyone else down there. One of them might be a rat. I don't know.
Well,
Is there a rat race?
I didn't know there were rat people. I haven't met them.
No. I mean they'll rat
Master
us out.
Splinter, is that you?
They must be all the way in the bottom level. I've never been there.
The sub level, dude.
Scary.
They're,
guess-
they're
wait.
suburbians.
John, we need you. Come on. We need you to cut a hole in this guy's head when
There's
we
a-
say,
There's a bathroom here, right?
so fun story.
Okay.
So
It's
how
called
does
the
this
corner.
room?
In the middle, you know those
Is there a
fun
drain in the floor?
No, you know those
wait.
fun games where like you put the penny in the top and it just kind of goes around a big
Funnel?
funnel and goes in? That's your bathroom in the middle.
Oh,
What,
is
it's
it like
coin
that?
operated?
Is it like that?
Coin operated.
Yeah. Also
Well
adds to your
done.
debt.
The shitty horror movie where the food starts at the top of this tower and goes down.
Oh yeah, where everyone's in a different level, and
Well,
then
yeah,
it
that's how the
comes down.
replicator is powered.
Yeah, you poop and pee into a replicator
Straight-
that makes mac and cheese bites out of that.
It's
It
powered
goes
by
to the next one.
by social
Recycling.
stratification.
Yeah,
Reduce.
it gets
reuse.
less nutritious as it goes because fewer nutrients.
Slug cycle.
So yeah, he needs
So you
to
want
do
me
that
to cut a hole in that guy's head?
right where the device is, so then we can
Do you
plug
want
this
him?
in there.
Do you want him to live?
Yeah, no, I mean that's the idea. Well, it has to be a successful test, so yes, we do.
Do I have all of my stuff?
Technically, yeah, they let you have like a surgical kit on you,
All right.
because you know if you try and tamper
It's a
with it,
first
like
aid kit.
taking it out, it'll blow up. But that's not what you're doing. You're just cutting a hole right around it to it, so they can plug something
All right, drill, baby, drill.
So we can put an
I'm not
MP3
really-
player in there.
Pretty much.
I'm not really like a medical.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
Like I'm not really like a medical researcher.
I didn't say you were. I just need you to cut a hole in this guy's face.
It doesn't sound like that's good for him.
Well, I mean, what kind of life is he really living now anyways?
He's probably
He's very happy.
look at him. He's fully content. He's got macaroni in his nose. He's so happy.
Well, with his level of intelligence, he probably wouldn't miss life.
He probably won't even
he
notice
doesn't
that you're
even know
doing
what's
it.
going on. Yeah.
All right. Well,
And that's the time to smack him with a hammer.
whoa. Can we use modern medicine?
That is modern medicine.
Oh,
So I'm gonna.
That's modern for Helios. Smack him.
Well, I mean, medicine in your world is just removing the light bulb and putting a new one in, right?
Sure.
No, it's a little more complicated.
That's
They use
2 light
Christmas
bulbs.
lights.
Oh, so
bundle.
one
It's a
goes
whole
out,
bundle
then you
of
gotta,
Christmas lights.
oh, God, you gotta find the
Whole body
one that
turned
went
out.
out. Oh God, it's terrible.
Always tangled.
All right, well, I guess strap him down.
I don't think we need to do that.
I think
I
you could
don't-
just do it
Yeah,
where
I mean,
he is currently.
Todd's just going to
Yeah.
restrain him anyway.
Yeah.
Okay,
I got
well,
a-
hold him.
28.
So as you are about to perform this surgery, that's where we're going to take a break. And we're back. Okay. So yeah, so you're prepping that. Meanwhile, Band has gone over to Todd and to Arturus, and he basically has like a wire with a frayed end. And he's like, I'm not 100% sure how to connect this to whatever energy source you have. I guess
Just
Arturus
strap
stick
it
it
to-
in your mouth.
bolt it.
I don't know.
No, you bolted to my nipples, bro.
Sure. So he takes the little strands and puts them in your nipples, and immediately like. So the device that he has, it kind of looks like a box with lots of different compartments on it, and looks very steampunkish. But when he plugs in old Todd's nipples, some light circuits start to come on, and you see
And the
some
gears, like,
start to
start
turn a little
twirling?
bit, and it's making like a clanking noise almost.
Mac.
So, Todd, you would need more power, right?
I do. Mac, hand me my vodka.
No, I was gonna say, so chug vodka, and then because your eyes would input like visual stuff into energy that you would then be able to take as information, I think Arturus should go see one of your eyes.
What?
So
Bro,
just,
as long
like,
as I'm
too
chugging
much
vodka, I don't
light,
care what you do
and
to
it just
me.
like overloads his eyes, so he can use that energy to.
You think blinding his sensors is gonna give him energy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a robot. Couldn't he just control? He could just be like, all right, turn off the ability to actually.
I'm
see,
fueled
just
by alcohol,
transfer
bro,
that, right?
not by solar power.
I'm
'cause
trying to,
I'm not a
So
nerd.
can't we
Branch
split
out?
that wire one between?
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah, just
why are we
stick the
looking for
other
more
end of my
power?
mouth.
We're
That's
gonna
what I
put the rest of the power.
Bane's confused.
Look, bro,
He's just like,
you focus on the surgery. We'll focus on the power. All right.
I mean, all right.
All right, everybody.
I know you're nervous. We're trying to focus
I
on
just
you.
don't know how you're gonna turn pure light into an energy that'll go into a wire.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that.
I
Sticks
kind
it in his
of,
dick
I
hole.
kind
Bro.
of do.
Oh,
right in his asshole.
lots of energy.
I kind of worry
Big,
about
it's
that.
big dick energy.
Dick energy. BDEs. A lot of BDEs.
Only we can
on
harvest this big dick energy that
Am I
Todd has all
supposed
the
to
time.
just?
Arturus is about. He gives off about 18 BDEs, and Todd gives off about 7 or 8 BDEs.
That's good for a robot,
Yeah.
bud.
Oh, 6.5 really, but
Yeah,
it's all right.
On a good day.
Yeah, somewhere between 5 and 6.5,
Sure.
depending on how much I drank the day before.
You guys are only putting out like maybe even 1 BDE.
Me?
Well, you give off about 2.5, 3.
I would say at least 4.
I don't have to have BDE. I have guns.
You're real low energy.
I don't care. Like, oh, nice,
Two of
nice
'em.
big dick energy. How it would be a shame if someone were to shoot it off. Boo! Oh God, terrible,
How
right?
can you shoot off pure energy?
A lot of shooting.
He's gonna shoot off into your mouth. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, we'll have a shoot off.
Well, then I'll have 0 BDEs.
Well, I don't even have it.
yeah, but it's gonna regenerate.
Sure. That's how crystal people.
Helios don't have a gender.
They
This-
don't.
All right,
This one
y'all
does.
ready?
Genitalias.
I'm like
I
jonesing
got
to
big
chug
energy.
this.
Sure. So
guys
however
said I could chug
you
vodka.
are plugging it in is whatever you do.
Yep.
So when you do that,
Hold on. How do you plug that in?
In my mouth.
Okay, in his mouth.
uh,
That's why I told everybody to shield their eyes. It's gonna get real bright.
Okay.
Could you perhaps put it in like a hole? I have to do surgery.
Oh,
You
you
could
don't
just
you don't
turn
need light
around.
for surgery?
I need some, not this much.
All right, we'll turn it down.
Thank you.
I
Clap
hit his dimmer.
So
Dimmer.
when you do that, the rest of the box starts to light up. All the gears start spinning, and the end piece, which it sort of comes apart a little bit and has a cable attached to it that is sort of spirally, has like a nice little retractability to it. The end kind of looks like the sockets that you used to put into like the sockets you'd smoke in a car. I guess they don't have it.
Cigarette
never
lighter.
Cigarette
smoked
lighter,
sockets, bro.
You smoke into
The
that?
sockets you smoke in.
Fucking idiot.
That's called
I
being
don't
a
remember
stoner
words.
and getting your wisdom teeth removed.
Yeah. So it kind of looks like that. So he's like, all right, you're up, Jordan. Cut a hole in his head.
All right.
Marga.
I crit 20.
Oh, shit.
You just...
Excuse me, Steve. I'm just gonna need to real quick. Hey, think about mac and cheese bites. Think.
When you're cutting into him, he doesn't even... You just notice his jaw gets a little more open. He's like, Merca.
That's a good Steve.
That's a good Steve.
Not the best Steve, but you're a very good Steve.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's toast.
If you work hard for the rest of your very, very, very long life, you might get there.
Merca.
Welcome to America, Mark.
So there's a little bit of blood coming from the wound, but you cut it so well that there's barely any bleeding. And
Wait,
you can,
did he cut it so well and sew it back up so well that maybe some synapses are starting to fire? He can say a couple more words.
we'll get there when we get
All
there.
right.
Oh my
we
God.
haven't even plugged the device in yet.
Spoilers.
Todd is excited for him.
So the end of the device is sparking, and Ban's just like, well, I'm pretty sure that's normal. I'm sure they didn't throw it away for no reason. He goes to plug it right in his head.
Hey, did anybody think to check out this device before we plug
Nope.
it into
Plug it.
Nope.
That's Band's department, bro. We just ride the power and the cutting.
He's a garbage man. I think he knows what he's doing.
So, who wants to guess this one?
69.
It's high or low. You know that.
Yeah, but you said to guess.
Guess it. High or low?
Did you roll a 69?
No.
I never get these right, so somebody else.
Fucking high, dude.
So he goes to plug it in, and he obviously does an operation in terms of like hits aside because all of a sudden Steve just goes. He's like, whoop, missed. Sorry about that, buddy.
Mac and Steve
can I-
bites.
Can someone with actual limbs do this? I'm
Oh,
just using my
yeah,
lid.
Yeah, I'll do that. Let me just go ahead and
Okay,
what do I?
medicine.
All right. 24.
Yeah. You just very delicately, like, just put it right in his head, and it hits the device, and you hear a whirring noise, like a...
I was gonna say like the Windows restart theme.
I'm gonna
Dun, dun, dun.
No.
it's sorry,
Dun,
that's different.
dun, 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 dun,
Vacious
dun,
skies,
dun, dun,
force,
dun.
amber,
But then
waves
you-
of Steve.
You also notice... You also notice that the tubes that are coming out of the end of the part that's stuck in his head, it almost looks like a straw, something being like sucked out of it towards the box. And you hold it there for a bit, and then you hear a ding. But the ding sounds more like a clang. Maybe that's why they threw it away. Doesn't have a nice ding to it.
Oh, that's
It's
what
that
happens. Wait
sucks-
till you break your dinger.
It's that suction thing from the Matrix.
So, yeah.
Ew.
You feel
Well, they got the spider thing out of his umbilical. Yeah.
you feel it's a little loose, so you pull it out and you look in there, and there's just like a nice little hole right in his brain. Not a device anymore.
Hey, Steve.
Marga.
He's great. I clean
Normal.
him up with a 19.
Yeah, you do. You sew him right up.
Yeah.
19. He looks
All right, Steve.
good as new. Obviously, there's a little bit of a cut right there, but would your medical kit have like in Star Trek they had the
Band-Aids.
scar remover thingamabobber?
He's from America. He's going to love that scar.
That's true. He would dig that scar.
I would think that the Coalition would have that, but
So, yeah.
Slugogians?
Probably
Unless
not.
they let me keep my stuff.
They probably let you keep it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Once they figured out what it did, they let you keep it.
No, he's going to have a scar.
Okay. So yeah, he's gonna have a scar. So then Ban's like, "All right, it worked. Now what do we do?"
Well,
We were testing
bro,
to see
I
if he
think
would attack.
yeah. So are there
Sluggogian.
slug guards like on this floor?
If we make enough noise, probably one would show up.
All right, so
Hold
I'll
on,
start.
Should we
Shaw?
get them? Well, how many Slugogians are outside?
Someone give Steve a gun.
No, dude.
Steve
no,
already
no,
has
no.
guns.
I think
boom.
what we need to do is make noise, get a Slugogian here, and then tell Steve that Slugogian hates the Constitution of Marika, and that maybe he'll fly into a mac and cheese induced rage. And
Yeah, but I want to only get one of them in here. Like,
Sure.
go out there and scream like, "Help! Help! Revolution's happening!" So then
I
one
think
of
that
them
would bring
comes
a
in
lot of
here.
them.
All right.
Well, you know, something around that. So we only get one. Help! Somebody's got.
We're out of mac and cheese bites.
Somebody's got. There's a plumbing issue in here.
Well, dude,
Help! We're gonna die if we don't have slug ass to mouth.
I don't want to get too many up in here, man.
Well, so what are you yelling down the hall?
Well, maybe Arcturus should do it. He
Well-
knows all their names and stuff.
do
Actually,
we really want them to know that we did this?
actually,
Well, we want to kill him.
so you guys have a super, in terms of like a Slugogian super, sort of
Ooh.
thing. It's like a.
Todd's got an idea how
to.
to get him here fast.
He's
we could
on
say
the same
that-
level as you guys.
So the toilet's broke. Our
Let me-
toilet
let me-
hole's broke.
Toilet hole.
It don't go down clockwise anymore.
Yeah, it
it
goes
goes
counter.
counterclockwise.
And that's
Can't
up.
have that.
Bro, I got an
World
idea.
messed up.
Give me the phone. Give me the phone.
Phone.
Just go up to the
Just
pad.
go up to
It's
the
just
pad.
a pad on the wall.
It's literally right in front of you.
All right.
Super. I think we have a problem here because we're getting premium food from our replicator, and I don't think we're supposed to get that. And I want to get those squealing points, so I reported it first.
What's your name? I'll mark it down.
It's Steve.
It's TODD.
All right, marking it down. So Todd gets squeal points.
No,
Uh-huh.
it's actually Steve.
Well, who is that? Someone
Oh,
talking in
sorry,
the background?
sorry, Merc. I forgot who I was. My name's Steve, and I love freedom.
With that. So
Sorry, the last person I
so you're
saw was the
actually
beautiful
Steve and
Todd.
not Todd.
I saw the beautiful Todd, but my name is Steve. And I'm
He's a
Merc.
toddler.
Okay.
I'm one of them toddlers you've heard about on the Toddworks channel.
He's
right.
tattle-todding.
Okay.
And I'm tattle todding
He's
because
following Todd's plan.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll be up in.
Well done.
All right. I'm on my way.
my name's Steve.
Yeah, I got it. It's fucking Steve. I wrote it down.
All right, thank you.
So after about 5 minutes, the door just slides open. Normally, Slugogians are about 6-ish feet tall with just like a long back end that's just like a trail of slime going everywhere. This one is more like a 4.5 footer with a stubby back end, brownish, yellowish coloring, 2 big eye stalks,
Where
and a bucket of tools.
do we know any basics about their physiology or biology? Like, do they have a brain? Is there a
yeah.
spine?
No, they don't have like bones or
Okay.
anything like that. They do have a brain.
But if you kill the brain,
Yeah.
it's
It would
How do they react to salt?
It doesn't exist on this planet. What? So you're gonna guess that it's probably bad?
If we have a food replicator, couldn't we just replicate salt?
It's the one thing it doesn't make.
it's banned.
It's banned on this planet.
Just like
Well,
all
if
the
we
food.
If we do
is
chemistry, we
bland.
could make it happen.
Except these mac and cheese bites.
Well, the replicator can make something taste salty.
No, those are brand.
Bran bites.
Brand bites. That's why you have to carry them around the entire time.
So yeah. So he's like, all right, where's the food replicator?
I'm gonna whisper into
Say it again.
Steve's. I'm gonna whisper into Steve's ear.
Oh, what are you two interfacing about?
That's the man.
America?
He wipes his ass with the Bill of Rights of America.
See
Steve.
if Steve can remember words. America? And so he just gets all twitchy as he looks at the super.
You gonna let him do that, Steve?
America?
Wait till he gets close.
He just takes the rest of the bites and puts them in his mouth and just America! and just runs wildly at the super, and he's just like, "What are you doing?" And Steve just gets on top, just starts pummeling the shit out of the super, just punch, 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 and he's like, "Somebody help me! Somebody help me!"
Well, I think that we have to not let the super
Live.
What's the
or
super's name?
suspect anything. So I think Todd's gonna have to put Steve down.
You don't actually know because they only ever go by the word super.
Look,
Super. What's your
the third one?
name?
Mr. Hooper.
I
Hooper the
know,
super.
I know a lot of supers. I need to know which one needs help.
Ken.
Ken, the super.
Super Ken.
Super Ken.
Super Ken. That's
Super
me.
Ken. What?
Or
Do you-
Super K. It's whatever.
Do you need assistance?
Yes, he's beating me to death.
All right,
Can you
Todd,
please-
Todd's coming. Todd's
Calm-
coming, bro.
Can you please calmly describe what is occurring?
He's beating me to death with his fists.
I'm gonna need you to calm down, sir.
Todd
Freedom
attacks with a
fist.
27.
Freedom fist.
You attack Steve or the slugs?
Steve.
Oh yeah, you hit Steve.
All right.
Why don't we want the super to die?
Why don't you just hit him
If
with
there's
the
a
brain
death-
bomb?
If there's a death on our floor,
Yeah, but Steve did it.
Yeah.
There's cameras in our apartment, right?
There's no camera.
Well, then they definitely know what we're doing.
Okay.
No, there's no cameras. There's just sensors to know like a rough idea of something is going on. They don't put cameras in there because it gets weird. Slugogians get a little weird.
all right. Well,
Slugogians are
Todd's-
British. Got it.
Todd's gonna grab.
They don't like watching a room of 8 people all masturbate simultaneously.
Yeah, it's just some
The
of
only
them
thing
do.
that
Some
keeps you
families
through
are
my
different.
slavery.
Bendel Flurry's not into that.
I'm gonna grab Steve,
Okay,
and I'm gonna pretend like I'm trying to drag him off. We can do
Okay.
performance.
sure.
So I grabbed with a 28. So I definitely have him.
Yeah, you definitely have Steve. He's good. He's
All right.
putting up a good fight, but he's definitely
Well,
grappled.
all I have is just like a wrap around him, and he's still pummeling.
Sure, he's just swinging wildly. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna perform with a 18 to pretend like I'm trying to hold him off, but he's too strong, even for a fighting robot like Todd.
Hold on one
He's
second.
got the mac and cheese madness.
I got mac and cheese in him, bro. He's too strong.
He's cheesing.
He's
the
Fucking cheesed. He's so cheesed right
cheesed
now.
off.
The super's buying it, in that you just can't manage to pull off Steve. He's like, somebody else help him before he beats me to death. Because there's a lot of like gooey, oozy blood coming out of various parts of. Because like Steve's punches are like sort of cutting the gross flesh around his head.
Question about the Slugogians.
Yes.
How bureaucratic and corrupt is their society?
Super. It's like I said, their society is only mobsters.
Oh, Ken, I'd really like to shoot that guy, but did you fill out a form B3-9F-Sagittarius in the last month?
I just started 3 weeks ago.
Well, it doesn't take effect for the first 2 months. You have to have your first bi-weekly paycheck, and you have to have at least 3 reviews from HR.
Can nobody help me?
I'm sorry.
Todd's
I'm
helping
sorry.
you, dude.
I just
Todd's
came
helping
to
you.
clean your shitter.
I'm contractually obligated to watch.
Do we want the super to live?
I think so.
I
Like,
don't know what the plan is. I've just been doing what I'm told.
I think if
too.
he dies, there will be like a lot of questions.
For Steve,
Yeah, what is
Couldn't
the
we-
goal? We're just trying to
Yeah,
figure
then-
out if these bombs can be
Yeah,
taken
and
out.
they do.
Yeah.
They
and,
do.
And you
It
can
works.
still attack the Slugogians. So yes.
I think we just drag him off.
yeah, all right. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help drag him out of here
Okay.
with a 14.
Okay. I mean, you're assisting him,
Yeah.
so yeah, you can roll me a strength real quick.
Well, you know
Todd.
what? Negate my 14, and he would have advantage on his strength, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm helping.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I'm already restraining him technically.
Yeah. So now you're
Just
actually
pull him
trying
off.
to pull him off.
Aha.
Did you fill out a form HJ1-OF? He's trying to pull him off.
Hand job.
It has to go straight to the
What'd you
proper
get?
authorities.
Todd.
Todd got a 22 strength.
So yeah, you do manage to pull off Steve. To which the
To completion.
Super K, is he sort of quickly moves backwards, like back up against the wall, just like breathing heavily. Steve, you're gonna die, Steve.
Everyone's gonna die, Ken.
Throws him in the toilet.
That's right. Throw him in the toilet so you can make mac and cheese bites for everyone else who doesn't know that one.
He's not gonna fit in the toilet.
Odd will
Ken.
totally swirly this dude. Aye, aye, Captain.
Are you
do
throwing
it.
Steve in the toilet?
Uh-huh.
Okay. He's just like, America! America!
Coming live from Todd Jobs right here. This is how you swirly a insurgent,
A toddler.
Sure.
and I do it.
Okay, I need you to roll me another strength check just to make sure that he doesn't break out of it.
Todd got a 21.
Yeah, so you do. You just toss him into the poop pit, and so the funnel actually sort of like opens up to allow more space because sometimes you got bigger shits than other times. So it's just
I wish my
like
toilet had
that.
that feature.
Bye, Steve.
and you just hear him as he goes down it.
That guy was crazy.
And you hear
Just like America wanted. Dying
Down
in
the
his own
toilet.
shit.
you hear crunching noises and
Good luck.
slurping noises. It's
I'm sure he's
disgusting.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm positive he's dead.
What are you, a doctor?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Well,
So
if
then-
he isn't, that wound's getting infected
Oh,
from surgery.
So Ken's like, all right, well, I came here to do a job, and I'm a professional. So he goes over to the panel and looks at it. He's like, you're getting this food you're supposed to.
Oh, Ken, I was confused because Steve got the mac and cheese bites he requested. He usually gets Cobb salads, and I thought that was an indicator that something was malfunctioning.
Oh yeah, sure.
Wait, you called me? I thought you said Steve called me.
Oh no, it was Steve who called you.
Uh-oh.
Steve wanted to call you, but he couldn't figure out how to press the red phone button, so we were the ones to press it for him.
Roll me a deception.
Crit 20.
Crit 20?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he's like, all right, I guess that checks out. And then just,
I put it on my channel, bro, but it was actually for Steve
okay.
because I got to make money to get out of this not slavery.
Sure, buddy. You're doing great. You're going to be out in no time. And then just his way back out of the room. And then it's kind of quiet for a bit as everyone's looking at each other like, hey, it worked.
Dude.
So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
plausible.
We also did it on an American, which
Yeah.
it's not.
Well, Washington's not super cool, but he's happy that they figured out a way.
However, he's
get out of
also American, and his opinion doesn't count. Because opinions don't exist there. Only fake news does.
Fact. Only
Fact
facts.
news.
Fact
Fact
news.
YouTube,
Fact
YouTube
news.
videos,
Fact news
Facebook
works.
posts,
And
My-
TikToks.
TikToks.
and TikTok. So the only way to
those
get
are too
real
modern.
news in Merca.
That's all we took with us in the boat away from crappy Earth to better Earth.
Misunderstood memes.
Lots
That's right.
live journals.
Live journals,
Sangas.
Life journals.
vlogs.
The oral history of our people.
And AM radio.
GeoCities. We all live in GeoCities.
And Alex Jones.
So yeah, so they're like,
Every American will eat your ass.
so they're like,
All right.
all right. So I think this might be a doable plan.
Todd abides, dude. So let's get enough devices ready for everybody here.
Well,
And,
the
I think we just need the one.
other issue is how do we get off the planet?
Oh,
I mean, there is a
Well,
shipyard,
leave that to me.
but it's sort of like a bunch of junked ships.
No.
Oh.
Any ship is a good enough ship.
All right.
I got you, baby.
Have
it
you
at
seen this guy
least have,
fly,
like-
bro?
Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
What?
So have you seen this guy fly? He is.
You haven't, because I'm so
Haven't.
quick
I'm
at
a
it.
trash can. I work
I
in the
don't have-
garbage.
All right, I put 2 googly eyes on him.
I can see everything.
In the name of John, here you go. You can see now.
Oh, Jahan. Nice.
I'll get you off this planet.
So
Lickety split. You'll see.
Okay. And they all seems like a little lighter in the room. Slightly sad because Steve's dead, but mostly light because you might be getting out of slavery.
Not really. I don't have emotions.
Sure.
He's American, and I don't consider him to count.
Steve was a sweet and gentle American who only
I don't care.
harmed
Wanted mac and cheese bites and tendies.
That is the only thing he protested. Was his right to get mac and cheese bites.
He didn't like Gouda. He wanted cheddar. Wisconsin cheddar.
And
American cheese.
American
He
cheese.
wanted
He
American.
wanted powdered
Single
cheese.
slices
Powdered
in
cheese.
between plastic.
Cheese,
That he would eat with the plastic on.
cheese, because it somehow tastes better.
Yeah.
I like the crunch part first.
All right, you guys get those devices ready, and we'll take care of the rest.
We don't. What do you?
We got it. We got it.
It sounds
ready.
like you're making a plan, but we only have one device, and that's all we need.
There's more down there. I've seen them. There's a whole box full.
You
What?
haven't seen anything because I just put your googly eyes on you.
Well,
Shalbro, he said devices when we started.
Yeah, but I mean,
How are we gonna do it for the whole planet then?
I didn't say the whole planet.
Just
I said
our-
us.
just our room.
Just the group.
Just our
Yeah.
cell block.
Well,
dude.
Okay.
if we can get the rest of the crew, that'd be nice. But, you know,
I'm only one doctor.
yeah, you're going to have to work fast.
And you're a hell of a doctor at that.
I mean,
have a
I'm
whole
going
fight.
to hell.
You have a whole fight to distract, for them to be distracted. It's plenty of time to cut holes in all our heads.
How do I cut into these robots?
I got that. And he pulls
I
out a
can't-
rusted can opener.
How am I supposed to deal with
Get
glow
away.
stick over here? Moment I pop his puncture, his suit is I can't see shit.
Well,
You're glow stick.
I said, ooh.
we'll just
Oh.
have to figure that out next time as we wrap up this episode of Botched. So thanks so much for tuning in again. Check us out next time. Also, don't go anywhere in the chat because we're not actually going anywhere. Don't leave.
shut up and let
Love
me
us.
do my outro. Cut that from cut that at the end.
That's what I'm
Cut
gonna
point.
do.
I had a thing planned for it. Fuck it.
Fucking say it.
I do outros, not you, dumb dick.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
God damn. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, and Twitch at Botch Podcast. Thanks to the people who. Oh, nope. This episode of Botch
Oh,
was
do you
brought
do the outros?
Fuck
Do
you.
you?
Fuck you. You
I
fucking.
couldn't tell.
Oh,
Hey, he's doing
look at
it.
you. You get a sauna for one day and you
To
think
be-
you're the fucking shit.
Day
To
and
be
a half.
fair, he said he does the outros. He never said he does them well.
Correctly. Yes. This episode of Botch was brought to you by our Patreon producers, His Lord and Majesty, Big Jim, Zukari, He Who Are Steve, The Nuck, Big John, Chronic Ejaculator, Skinner, Chris Wisdom, Stiggy, Shonda Panda, Lousy Apples, Daniel H, and Sparkle Brony 69. If you want to support the show, head on over to patreon.com/botchpodcast and subscribe and help us out there, like our newest patron, Chronic Ejac. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
If you have
Chronic Jack.
If you have the time, head on over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review like our newest 5-starer.
Which we'll read next time because the app I used to read it deleted itself. And now I'm trying to read it.
just like our Discord.
It was like,
iTunes.
you haven't used it ever except this one time.
I got you,
You
baby.
haven't used it in 10 minutes? We're deleting
I got it. I got it.
ourselves.
Just remember that this phone will turn off if you take too long.
Melt your hand.
It's going to
Yes.
turn me.
He has screen lock on after 5 seconds.
On.
Ready?
This phone will
right.
turn you off
All right,
if you
so-
don't.
Ready? Here we go. If you have the moment, head on over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review like our newest 5-starer.
5 stars. Code Noof. This is a review from May 12th of this year, 2020. It's a door. I found this podcast and listened to Season 3, Episode 33. Some of it, at least. I decided to go back to Season 1, Episode 1, and have been binge listening to the series. I hear people playing a great game with twists and turns and laughing all the way. Love it. Update, May 12th, 2020. Watching the Behind the Shower Curtain live show episodes 1 and 2 for Season 5 on Twitch. Drift, The Ship, and Full Burn.
Thank you to Gozer for intro and outro music. More of them over at Gozer_music. Our bit commander this week, this episode, is Big Jim. We salute you, Big Jim. Thank you for being.
Big Commander.
Thank you for being the big commander.
Is he even here?
He came in and dropped 1,700.
Just like last time. He shows up, drops money, and goes away.
That's why we like him.
Oh, God. Big Jim is our sugar daddy.
Shut
It
up.
is known.
And as always,
And as always, as you scream mac and cheese bites at your microwave and then shout MAGA at it, shout Botched, and we'll hear you.
see you next week, nerds. All right. So we got complaints about our break being too long last week.
Okay.
So I guess we'll run out real quick. Do you want to hit a break screen, Dan?
Yeah.
Do you have to pee?
Yeah. We'll
I have
break,
to
break
pee.
for a little bit, and
So-
then some of us will come back.
5
And
minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes. We'll be right back, nerds. Get more beer like we will, and we'll check you out after the break.
5 minutes.